Hey everybody, welcome back to Matthew's Truth Garden. And I just wanted to kind of interject the series here a little bit about the abstract, absolute truth, the series that we're writing about, the truth about the mislabeling of the gay community, calling them homosexuals. What I wanted to talk about today, and you can view this podcast with, also still viewing the series project that we have. But what I wanted to talk about here as well is that when we talk about things from a believer standpoint, we're taught from a very young age about being worldly and, not being worldly. We live in the world, but we're not supposed to be worldly. One thing I wanted for all of us to take note of is trying to decipher what is worldly. Here's some good examples. Uh, just imagine yourself, I guess, being in your church, whatever church you attend. Just imagine it's a Sunday evening service, kind of laid back, and your pastor gets up and he or she says, all right, everybody, we're going to just, do some random questions here. And doesn't discuss what the topic of the service is. That's just pretty much the first thing he or she says. And so the questions that your pastor says or asks are, how many here use email? Everybody's hands go up. How many here watch TV? Hands go up. How many people here use Facebook? How many people here drive a car? Hands are going up. How many people here are gay? Now, you might have some brave gay people that will raise their hand, but more than likely, you probably won't have anybody raising their hands. It would be the same type of response if you were to be maybe in an atheist convention and, the speaker wants to do a random survey of, different things that atheists do and says, all right, now how many here are born again believers? Even if you were trying to catch or check out the scene and see what everybody was doing at the atheist convention, you probably wouldn't be so ready to raise your hand. So what's my point? My point is that a lot of Christian preachers and instructional type venues of Christianity like to say that being gay is worldly. And I'm here to tell you today that it's not worldly. It's not worldly at all. It's the opposite of worldly, actually. It's the smallest percentile of sexuality. You're either mostly heterosexual, um, and then the gray area, the third sex, is we're talking about less than 10%, of people that are either bisexual, gay, lesbian, and then, you've got your transgendered people. So you're talking about a very, 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 very small minority group. One other thing I wanted to talk about on the next podcast, right after this one, is we're going to discuss how it's very obvious that being gay is not a sin. If you've already watched the videos, you've already gone over the verses that support Jesus saying that there would be eunuchs of this world, and those are the gay people. Eunuchs does not mean being single or unmarried. Never has, never will. Just because some eunuchs were single and unmarried does not make them does not classify that and define that word. There are a lot of senior citizens that are unmarried or never had been married, and we don't call them eunuchs. So stay tuned for the next podcast, because what we're going to discuss is how we can decipher and how we can really, really see how being gay is not a sin, and there's very, very, very precise measuring tools of deciphering what a sin is and what a sin isn't. All right, so stay tuned. Thank you.